What do you mean by semi-fascism, sir?
In December, you will...
You know what I mean.
Mr. President.
All right, guys, so that was Sleepy Joe Biden, referring to half of the country, aka people he disagrees with politically, as semi-fascist, which is rich coming from the guy who's the leader of the party that was for the lockdowns, that was for the mandates, that is against freedom of speech, okay, that attempted to create a government disinformation board, okay, because they wanted to silence dissenting political opinions. Yeah, this guy is the one that's calling other people fascists. Now, Karine Jean-Pierre was questioned about Joe Biden's claim by Peter Doocy, of course, and she basically doubles down on Joe Biden's claims and essentially goes a little bit further to declare Trump voters a, quote, threat to democracy. Take a look.
The president thinks that there is an extremist threat to our democracy. The president has been clear as he can be on that particular piece when we talk about a democracy, when we talk about our freedoms. The way that he sees is the MAGA Republicans are the most energized part of the Republican Party. This is an extreme threat to our democracy, to our freedom, to our rights.
Yeah, so I want you guys to understand the ridiculous argument that has been made here by the Affirmative Action press secretary, in which she's saying that the extreme threat to our democracy is not the woke revolutionaries that actively try to overthrow the Supreme Court, call for the abolishment of the Supreme Court, threaten Supreme Court justices, tried to intimidate them, follow them into restaurants, all because they made a decision that the woke revolutionaries didn't like. No, it's not those people who invaded churches and bombed pro-life centers, right? Set them on fire. No, those people aren't a threat to our rights. It's not the people that actively rioted in the streets, destroyed neighborhoods, destroyed businesses for a whole year straight over a fake police brutality issue. No, it's not those people that are a threat to our rights. It's not the people that are actively trying to police free speech, encouraging big tech to censor opinions that they don't like. No, it's not those people that are a threat to democracy. It is Trump voters, because they have a different political opinion than Joe Biden and the Democrats, right? I want you to understand how delusional the Democrats are, right? The amount of cognitive dissonance in the Democrat Party, it never fails to amaze me, okay? They accuse everybody else of the same exact things they do, except they actually really do those things, okay? The other side, not so much, okay? Trump voters aren't riding the streets trying to tear down constitutionally established institutions. Yeah, the Republican Party doesn't like the FBI too much, but the FBI is not in the Constitution, okay? The Supreme Court is actually the Constitution. Again, if the leftists actually read the Constitution or valued the Constitution, they would understand that. Furthermore, if Trump voters are such a threat to democracy, which means that Trump MAGA candidates, MAGA Republicans, are a threat to democracy, then why is the Democrat Party actively funding these people, right? You're throwing money behind people that you claim to be an extreme threat to democracy. I don't understand. I don't get it, right? I truly don't understand. Actually, I do understand. It's fake, right? Karine Jean-Pierre doesn't really, well, maybe she does believe the things she said, but the Democrats know that what they're saying is not really grounded in any real reality, okay? So I want y'all to understand. You have the Biden administration actively targeting a certain group of voters in this country, Trump voters, while at the same time trying to take away our Second Amendment rights and saying that, hey, you guys need an F-15 to be able to beat the government. You need nukes, right? So you might as well just give up all your guns. We don't like you. We think you're a threat, and you need to give up all your guns. And the reason why you need to give up all your guns is because you can't beat us, right? How can anybody that is a Trump supporter in this country, right, a Trump voter, feel comfortable with the United States president actively saying you're a threat, and we want to disarm you because you wouldn't be able to beat us in a war anyways, okay? But these are the same people that are talking about fascism. You're trying to lecture me on semi-fascism, right? Again, you're actively attacking the rights and freedoms of the people in this country. You're threatening a certain group of people because they don't agree with you politically, okay? And you're also trying to disarm them. Essentially going as far as to maybe kind of insinuate that, hey, we might actually attack you, right? We might turn the military on you. But hey, at the very least, the Democrat Party, or the mainstream Democrat Party at least, is not comparing the Trump voters or the GOP in general to Nazi Germany yet, unlike this Asian analyst on MSNBC.
Now we're in the third chapter, which is leading us into the election, this fight for the soul of our country, the fight for the soul of democracy. We are watching right now a very radical and extreme Republican Party mirror what we have seen in other places like Nazi Germany, like other places like the Bolsheviks. We have seen this playbook before. We have seen a ruling party try to use things like propaganda, try to silence the free press, try to restrict what women can do. We have seen this playbook before, and it always ends disastrously for the majority of people that are subjected to that. That's what the warning signs are that we're seeing from the president right now. He is ringing the bell that we need to check in, pay attention, because this is a very dangerous line that the Republican Party is under full embrace of autocratic ways and means is nothing but disastrous, and we have to stop it. Women in Nazi Germany had little role in political and professional life. Their role was to marry, procreate, and advance their superior race. The ideal woman in Nazi Germany did not have a career outside her home. The reversal of reproductive rights, women's rights in America, is bringing us toward that. Under Mussolini's rule, procreation was dictated as a duty of women. That's where these extreme MAGA Republicans want to bring women in the 21st century. That's what they're trying to do. And they can try to run and hire from that. Blake Masters can scrub things from his website. Republicans who try not to talk about it, it's too late for that.
Good point.
Wow. Again, talk about saying what, people like Joe Biden and the Democrat Party actually really think about people who disagree with them politically, okay? He's comparing the GOP to Nazi Germany. Guys, tell me the last time that the GOP sent people to ghettos or concentration camps or death camps or the gulags or anything like that, right? Tell me the last time that the GOP tried to annihilate Jewish people or those who aren't of a certain race or ethnicity. I don't think that the GOP does that. I also don't think that the GOP seeks to silence the press. But I know that the Democrat Party certainly seeks to silence the press, okay? Especially when they start talking bad about Joe Biden, right? But guys, imagine a party that is as diverse as the GOP in regards to not only women leadership, but also there are people of color or so-called people of color that are in the GOP, okay? Not just in the halls of Congress, but also voters, right? The voter base. Imagine somebody going on national television and comparing those people to Nazis, and you're supposed to take that person seriously. And the worst part about this, guys, is that this host did not give any pushback to the claims that guest was making. Ridiculous claims, right? Like comparing being pro-life to fascism, right? To Nazism, okay? When we all know that Hitler and Mussolini were not pro-life, okay? They had a total and complete disregard for life. So how in the world can people who are valuing life and try to save life, how in the world is that inherently Nazism or fascism? Just because you perceive that to be against women's rights when it's really not about women's rights, it's about the rights of the unborn. But they don't want to make it about the rights of the unborn because it takes away their crutch of trying to pretend like, well, it's about women. Okay, it's all about women, right? They pretend like they care about women. They don't really care about women as women are being replaced, right, by men. And they're silent on it. In fact, they're not just silent on it, they're actively encouraging it. And they're saying that you're a transphobic bigot if you speak out against it, what is currently happening to women. Again, these people in the Democrat Party are an absolute joke. These are the people that claim they want unity. Unity, okay? The Unifying chief, Joe Biden, was supposed to bring everybody together, right, and sing Kumbaya. But fast forward a year and a half, his administration is calling people that disagrees with him semi-fascists. Right, you got Democrat pundits on MSNBC calling the GOP a Nazi party with no pushback whatsoever. Nobody's saying, hey, this might be a little bit out of bounds. This might be a little bit too much if you're actually really trying to win over the other half of the country. But we know that Democrats are not trying to do that because they really don't believe in democracy, because they know that their ideas are unpopular. So what do you do when your ideas are unpopular? You just smear everybody as racist and fascists and bigots, right? And hope that they'll get your votes. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.